What up, Doe? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. We are here on a Monday night. Looks like me and Hype are on already. What up, Doe, bro? So it's Monday, February 28th. It's the very last day of February, the last day of Black History Month, last day of I don't know, the world as we know it, I guess. What's good, bro? Say what's up to the people.
Nothing much, my bad. I thought my audio was connected. What's going on?
No worries. Oh man.
We solo on the night?
Yeah, it's just me and you right now. I don't know if Smooth is coming or not. I think Dame is still out, so and I know Sunny, shout out to Sunny. She's not feeling good
shout
tonight.
Out to Sunny.
So.
I'm saying get yourself together, girl.
Yeah, definitely feel better. But we're gonna hold it down. You know how we do. All right, tonight's topic is we're trending and chilling. It's going to be our trending topics. We're going to talk about some things that are happening out there, current events. We're going to talk about how we're feeling about them, and see where else the conversation takes us. I've been seeing a lot of people saying this. Everybody's tired of living through these historical events. So
tired of living through these historical events. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. The first one that really hit me, even though like 9/11, that one didn't really hit me because I was 14 when that happened. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh shit, like this is something that's gonna be in your history books.
Right.
Remember when you was like elementary school and they had like Black History Month, they would have like the faces of Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, blah blah blah. Right. Mm-hmm. So when Obama gets to be the president, though, that's the first one that kind of clicks to me because now I'm just older. You're just looking at the world different. And that one was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is the first joint that I'm really thinking, like, I'm going to be, like, able to tell my kids type of thing. Like, yeah, I remember when that shit happened and this was going on and that was going on. So that was probably, like, the first one that really hit me like that.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, 9/11, when that happened, I was in 9th grade, second period history, sleep. I would go to sleep in history every day.
Right.
The only week I wasn't sleeping history was we did Islamic history because I knew all that shit. But
right.
I went in ball frame running in the room. I'm like, man, you woke me up. What you talking about?
Yeah, man. I was a little older. I was actually at work. I was either 19 or 20, something like that. And I was at work at the time, and we were like, just kind of messing around, wasn't really doing much. Somebody happened to have a TV on and was like, what the hell is going on? And that was like you said, it was, for us, it was definitely shocking. It was earth shattering at the time because we, had never had an attack on U.S. soil like that before. And it just kind of made you realize how I guess the right word to use is how naive we are in terms of, being in the United States, being Americans, of how, good we got it and how bad things can be as it is in other places, and so that's what we're seeing now with the situation in Ukraine, as well as other places, and that was the thing for me was like.
This is the part that I don't understand. Mm-hmm. They were saying for months, like, yo, they setting up outside the borders of Ukraine. Mm-hmm. The first time that they send somebody down here to start setting up, even if they like their army is not as strong as their army, we got to start bombing on you. We can't let you set up out here. The first time you set up 10 dudes, 2 trucks, or whatever y'all did, oh no, we got to bomb on y'all. We got to come let y'all know that this is not sweet. We can't let y'all set up for 4 months, 5 months, however long they were setting up out there, and now it's like, oh my God, I can't believe they're blowing up our whole situation. Like, how did they let us set up on the perimeter?
So I understand that part. I understand the perimeter issue because the thing was about the perimeter issue is that they hadn't breached Ukraine's soil yet. They were literally like 20, 30 miles out. They were close enough, right? And like you said, the threat was imminent. But what I didn't understand, what I couldn't ascertain was why all these people thought it was a good idea just to sit around and wait. Like now they're in this mad scramble trying to get out. And it's like, bro, y'all should have been doing that 4 months ago. Like, so Russia is notorious for doing what they want to do. And I'd have been like, you know what? I think it'd be in my best interest if I say, I'm just going to make this little exit just in case. And if nothing pops off, maybe I'll come back. But I'm not about to sit around and wait. I'm sorry.
So this is why they lost me. If somebody tell you, Willie, these niggas ain't coming to rob your house, but this nigga who you did whatever to, him and 12 of his homies is sitting 3 blocks down the street. Okay, ain't nothing going on. You don't like him, they don't like you, but ain't nothing going on. 12 of them just sitting down the street. A couple of weeks later, shit, it's 20 of them down the street. It's 30 of them down the street. Are you going to continue to sit in the house and just be like, ain't nothing going on? No. We got to go like, all right, look, it might be 30 of them, it might be 7 of us.
Right.
But if we come over there right now, you said we can send a message of don't come over here with that dumb shit.
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't come with the message of saying don't come over here with that dumb shit. Because now they just like shooting Chevy. They shooting apartment buildings and just random shit airports, in the street, like
stores,
random
stuff.
But like they hit a children's hospital earlier today. They was like the children's hospital. They had to evacuate to the bomb shelter and all of that. This is the part that's also losing me. If it's if we in a war-torn area, why is everybody hitting underground? If shit blows up and then wouldn't you get trapped underground with that shit?
Well,
wouldn't the debris and all that shit fall on you?
It would depend on how it's set up, because most of those kind of bunkers and things, there's escape hatches.
All right, but no, see, like you seen like the subway. They in the subway. What's the subway would collapse inward, wouldn't it? I only can speak for the structure of the subway for Philly.
Right, yeah, exactly. It depends on how strong the subway is and how bad they're bombing, right? So it's just like when you're in a house and there's a tornado coming. They say hide in the tub, right? You go in the tub because it's more it's structured to protect you more than anything else. But if your house collapses on top of it, you're going to be trapped in the tub until somebody gets you out. But at least you'll be safe until somebody can get you out. You won't be crushed while you're waiting for somebody to get you out. It's the same idea.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, see, they lost me with that situation too, because I would be like, why would we go get in the tub?
Yeah. Oh man, somebody was saying that there was a video of a tank driving over a car driving down the street. That's crazy.
Yeah, I seen they had all them tanks and all of that earlier, like where one tank was like up on the street and it was like some of the Ukrainian forces, like they was going back and forth, like just in the middle of the fucking street, like man.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's all bad. I mean, let's just be honest. It's all bad. No matter how you approach it, no matter how you look at it, it's all bad. And I think that a lot of people are definitely concerned about what's happening there, why it's happening. There's a because we play all day. There's a meme going around about why this is going on, what happened between Ukraine and Russia in terms of, it's just like a bad relationship. Like basically, Ukraine got away. Ukraine's been good for so many years, but now Russia wants Ukraine back. And it's crazy because, from a standpoint of allies, Ukraine has a lot of backing, like moral support from these other countries, like the United States, Britain, France, Poland, but nobody's ever offered them any kind of military support or any kind of they're not part of NATO. They haven't been admitted to NATO. They haven't been given, there's a lot going on there. And I think part of that is because of Russia's power. Nobody wants to really go against Russia.
Didn't they have that whole meeting today was about them though, like trying to get them some military materials and all of that type time? Because even then, like Russia is over here testing out missiles and bombs and shit. Like, how are we letting this just go on if we're them? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just to me because it's right now everything's all about diplomacy. Everything's all about talking. Everything's all about, and no matter how much might, no matter how much strength somebody shows, they just want to talk it out. I mean, and it makes sense though, because you don't want a country like a military force like Russia to decide, let's just start bombing shit, because we got this kind of technology.
The conversation is cool until you start setting up outside my crib. Once you start setting up outside my crib, I don't think that you talking.
Yeah, you're not talking.
You're not talking about let's try to find a solution to this problem. You're coming in with the solution to the problem, like.
Yeah. Chevy said she thinks it's weird that they want to sit down and have talks now. Ukraine has gotten all those Bitcoin, Ether, and cash donations. I don't know anything about that part of it, even though I'm assuming, that, the biggest thing is, I guess, is what's the end game?
You had to come break that down, Chevy. I ain't hip on that part either.
Yeah. Chevy, do you want to come on the show? I'll send you the link for show. So you can give us the scoop because we're not keeping up. We're not keeping up as much as you are. It sounds like because I'm definitely in the dark. And was she on Twitch? Let me see. I sent a message on Facebook Messenger. But yeah, I think a lot of the situation right now is what's the end game from Russia's point of view. And
they
that's
trying to get the U.S. ain't it? What was it? The USSR? Wasn't that they shit back in the day?
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to get this shit back up and running. But like, if you don't have no allies or nothing, how the hell are you gonna do all that? But hey, I don't know. I mean, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah. I mean, I think I just sent it to you on Facebook Messenger, Chevy. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is what's going on there. What's their end game? I don't think it's a move for them to be the USSR like they used to be. I think it's more there's some kind of strategic need that they have for that area. What that is, I don't know. I'm sure somebody knows. I'm sure somebody's got some ideas. What up, though, Jamie? Jamie says the shit crazy. It is. It's very crazy over there. I think it's just it's wild times. And I think it's getting out of hand to the point of like you were saying, is that everybody's just allowing it to happen. Ukraine allowed them to set up. The United States, Britain, all the rest of them been like, oh, we're gonna put sanctions on them if they do this. They did it. They didn't care. Putin never cares. He literally never cares when it comes down to sanctions.
What was it, North Korea? Now they was testing some missiles or some shit the other day. Like, what's going on, man?
Right, exactly. So I think that this strategy, the sanction strategy, as well as this discussions that they've been having, is just not working. I think Putin wants what he wants, and he's going to do what he wants. Now does he start trying to cross NATO borders? Probably not, because I don't think he wants smoke from NATO. But he knows that nobody was going to come in and help Ukraine, so he did what he wanted to do.
That's what I'm saying. This is on some old school, like we just go on. This is the one thing that always kills you, like with history. When you look at like the first time you see the map of the United States, it's like basically all the states is this size just because somebody said, no, nigga, this is still Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, this is still Michigan over here. Yo, right. This is Ohio over here. I'm coming to over here. Like, it's basically, you know what I'm saying, how all of that worked out. And basically, that's what the nigga doing. Like, yo, I know it's sweet over here, and we can just brody this little area. I know by the time y'all come over and help, they're gonna already be in surrender.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. The Ukraine government, for real. They're still posted up down there. They're like, they're in bunkers, but they're still posted up down there, saying that hey, they're gonna do their best to kind of hang out, try to keep people, organized, try to do some things from the ground zero, and see if they can kind of keep the people going.
Because even then, like the people who was hitting the ATMs and like the cars and lines, and then they had like the lady was walking with a fucking baby for 6 miles trying to get to the border, and then they asking niggas for passports at one side. And it's like, nigga, we ain't got no passports. My house just got blew up. Like,
exactly.
That's just like when the shit happened with Katrina, and they was asking people for like, all right, well, we need proof of residency. How the fuck I'm gonna give you proof of residency? My shit is all down the street and in the pond. Like, how the fuck I'm gonna do that?
Right. What up, Chevy? You here?
The sad part about that is for the niggas who.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I just came in real quick to give y'all this information.
Chevy, what's up, Chevy?
Hey. So on the 26th, Ukraine posted their Bitcoin address and their Ethereum address for USD and USDT and Ethereum. And over the course of the weekend, not only was anybody who, wanted to support, who has Bitcoin or Ethereum or USDT, sent donations, but also a lot of the NFT communities one in particular raised $1.5 million for them. So it's a lot going on with crypto because crypto is decentralized. So like they cut off Russia's banks But I kept saying to myself, y'all cut off their banks, but there's literally a Behance Russia, and they're not cutting off their money. They're not cutting off their Bitcoin because it's decentralized. They can't. So how much do they have of that? Y'all cutting off they regular money, but we don't even know how much they've invested into crypto.
There was some kind of talk about there's close to $1 trillion in money out there that they still have access to, and I'm assuming most of that is probably either foreign banks or crypto, and that's how they're not. I mean, that's why they're not concerned about these sanctions being put on them. These financial sanctions.
Right. So this is what I don't understand.
Have access to tons of money.
This is what I don't understand though. All right, they got $1.5 million in Bitcoin. Most of them missiles and shit. Ain't the missiles like $1 million a missile? And it ain't like we could just, all right, we're gonna transfer the bread from my bank account to the war in arms. Like it ain't like it's nowhere for you to just take the bread and just say, all right, we're gonna need 20,000 Uzis and such and such ammo. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the question: is what are they gonna do with that money?
Yeah, what they're gonna do? Like, all right, we got the money, but what we gonna do with it? Yeah,
Bitcoin is like gold. You can actually get debit cards and use your crypto just straight off your Coinbase or your crypto.com.
That ain't what I'm saying, Chevy. What I'm saying though is, where you gonna go spend that shit? Where you gonna go buy the missiles and the guns and get the soldiers you
can give
need?
That to people. Bitcoin is like gold. People will just give you what you want if you give them a certain amount of Bitcoin. All they got to do is open up a wallet.
Yeah, that part. I mean, basically what she's saying is like it's all electronic, right? So basically, if so long as the Ukraine government has access to their computer systems and they're able to go into their wallet and say, okay, here's my wallet information. This is how much I'm giving you. Transfer this to this other wallet, and now they have access to whatever that person's selling them. Now, you know how that benefits them in terms of, are they going to be buying arms? Are they going to be buying equipment? Are they buying humanitarian aid? Are they buying, like, what are they buying with it? I think that's the question.
What you buying and how you going to get it in here? Because if Russia got more people on the ground than you got, how you getting it in here? All right, you bought it. We going to take it, though, once you get it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's
my thing is, why after asking everybody to send y'all all this money, now you want to sit down and have talk? It just make me seem like they trying to. It's like an underlay for the overplay type. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what Heim's getting to. Is like, what are you going to do with all this money? You're now stockpiling from all these donations and all that kind of stuff. Because where are you spending it? How are you using it? What's the purpose?
It ain't like it's no army.com that we about to go to and they just got everything on deck that we can just cop it. Now we that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that shit don't make sense to me.
And I think too, the other thing is like I said, when it comes to military strength, nobody's going to come in and back up Ukraine with a military force. Nobody's going to be like, we're going to send you some planes over. We're going to do this to stop the bombings. We're going to do whatever. Nobody's doing that, and nobody is going to do that, So I think this is kind of is either going to be a lost cause or somebody's like you said, Chevy. It's a scheme to get something more out of this than what's really there. So
it's definitely something that we don't know about that the whole situation is about. Yeah. That's how this shit always works.
Now, my other issue with this is, all the support for Ukraine, and I'm a human being. I want all humans to be safe. What I got a problem with is like what's going on with the racism. Like how you loading up trains full of people to get them out of this war-torn area, and you leaving all these black families behind. Like that's what I got a problem with. Black and brown people, is Africans, is there's some Indians that are down there. There's some other nationalities that are brown and black people that are basically getting treated like third-class citizens and treated inhumanely, being left behind in these areas because they don't want to send them or get on the trains they don't want them on trains with their people.
Yeah, they basically saying they're not citizens, so they're not priority. But I always thought that they sent the people who weren't citizens out first because they can't help when they're not registered citizens. So they can't help with the war effort. So why would you leave them behind?
And the thing too about that is I was thinking like, oh, okay, maybe these are refugees, maybe these are people from other countries that were given safe harbor in Ukraine, and now Ukraine's like, you know what, we don't know where to send them because we don't know who's going to safe harbor them. They're on Poland's only offering safe harbor to Ukraine citizens, and this other country's only offering, to these other citizens. But my thing is, what I found out is that there's actually students, people on student visas, people on work visas. There's people that are there that may not be Ukraine official, born and raised citizens, but they have citizenship papers where they came there for a reason, and it's like you're leaving them behind too. Like, I don't understand. Other than that, what I'm not shocked and surprised by is the fact
racism always alive and well. It don't matter.
It don't matter. They even in their war, even at war, they don't care. It's like wow, really, like that.
They had the announcement today where they was like telling all the Americans that's in Russia to get out of Russia. It's like, why the fuck would you still have been there? Once the shit popped off, you knew them flights and shit wasn't going to keep accepting all of these flights from Russia or from like anywhere in that area specifically. So once you heard this shit for the last couple of months, this was another one that killed.
That was the first thing they destroyed though, was the Ukraine airport.
Where was they getting all of this grade A footage from? Because now they're giving you like a drone and showing you like a picture of a satellite where you can see the 35 trucks coming in. Mm-hmm. These niggas was like right here on the scene, like with a local news reporter.
Yeah, but that was the thing. They were allowing that at first until
But if they showing you this shit, if we've been seeing on the news, like, yo, these niggas is really out here and they busting these joints, niggas is down on their joint, like, shit don't make sense to me, man.
Yeah. I mean, but we live in a different time now. I mean, anything that's happening now, people on the ground still got their phones and they can show whatever they want to show. I mean, from that tornado that took place in Kentucky to those people being in that building in Chicago that collapsed, from what was going on in New Orleans. And I mean, I'm just being specific to America.
That's all here shit. Yeah, that's here shit. Because over there, like they locked niggas up. They was locking niggas up over there if you showed up to the rally and had a sign that said anything about anti-being the war. Like, that's here. We got them freedoms to do all that shit here. Over there, if they tell you, like, don't do whatever and you do it, nigga, you going to jail.
But see, I think most of the footage that we getting is from Ukraine, not Russia. Mm-hmm. And Russia is more harsh with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Russia was the ones locking niggas up at the rally. I think the rally was in Moscow. And they was just like, if you had a sign or if you had anything that was going against Putin or the war, then they locked your ass up right there.
Oh yeah,
right, yeah, but that was just in Russia. And even then, you got to think people are people. People are gonna rebel. People are gonna do what they want. There's ways of getting around those restrictions. There's ways of hiding. There was people who were sending videos through Twitter, through
TikTok,
WhatsApp, WhatsApp. Oh yeah, TikTok as well. But they were using WhatsApp because it's encrypted. They were using WhatsApp to send a lot of the images, a lot of the videos, a lot of the information, and that's how they were getting around a lot of those restrictions when they were transporting information back and forth across borders like that. So there's always a way. That's the thing. The governments are usually kind of stupid. Unless they are specifically targeting somebody, then they'll put more effort into something like that. But other than that, the general public, we generally can get away with almost anything. So yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely wild times. I don't want to dwell too much more on the war because I don't know a lot about what's going on over there. I don't really care about the politics behind it. I just care about the humanity behind it. And, but then that's pissing me off because, they're not being, humane to everybody that's over there. They're picking and choosing who they want to be humane to, which doesn't right with me. I mean, I still care that, people are getting hurt. I still want them to get out of there, whatever needs to be done. But like you said, what's the end result of this? What's the benefit and what's the end game? So,
and what's the bigger play? Because there's something more at play than what we know, because this has been going on for a while.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like what's next, So definitely, I'm sure it's going to be more to see. We got more more coming up over the next
And
few days and
before we
weeks. I'm
move
sure.
on from this, let us exactly throw out this here because we might get a red flag for this situation. We don't know about this shit as far as like the technical shit of what's really going on and all of that. We picking up bits and pieces like everybody else is. So don't nobody take this and run with none of the shit that we saying. We speculating on the whole situation because we don't fucking know. This is
Right.
us having an open discussion with each other saying, I don't know shit about this, but I heard this and you heard that, and
Right,
trying to
and
come up
that's
with what the fuck is going on.
exactly, and that's how the American people are getting their information right now because we're getting bombarded with a lot of the information of this is happening and this is terrible and all this kind of stuff. It's affecting our stock markets. It's affecting our crypto markets. It's affecting people here who have family over there. So it's that kind of thing. But like you said, we don't have a lot more information than what the media is feeding us, which isn't a lot. I'm sure Chevy. I'm sure most of the information you got was probably off of Twitter and Discord versus the media, anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's where all the information is at. It's on Twitter. It's on Discordia. So it's not a lot that the media is really giving us other than what they want us to know.
Right.
I gotta figure out this crypto shit, man.
I'm in it, but I'm not as advanced as Chevy. Chevy's all over it. Chevy's the resident expert. We're gonna do a show, Chevy. You're gonna tell us all about crypto.
Okay.
I need me one of them Mark.
Actually, I'm serious. I have a whole show outline and everything, so it's not gonna be tough. We're not gonna quiz you. We just want a little piece of your knowledge. Okay. Chevy talked to me about NFT for about 38 minutes one day, and I learned so much just from that little conversation that I was just like, bro, like this is a lot going on in this stuff that I don't even know, that I never knew about until she explained it to me. So we can just get like
that's what I'm saying.
8.5 minutes of that on the show. Everybody will be 100% better.
Yeah, I got $35, Chevy. How am I turning that into something?
I mean, you could buy some wax. You could buy some wax.
See, she already going it. She already on it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the pandemic that will never end. How do you guys feel about all the restrictions being lifted? It was supposed to be lifted the last week for most places. I know some more places are lifting their restrictions next week, but we still have COVID going around. So what's your thoughts on that?
As long as we can make money off your ass, we don't give a fuck if you come in here and get this shit. It's what they've been doing since after the shutdown. The shutdown was like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Because we don't know. As soon as they shut down the college basketball tournament, which is a non-profit situation, was a tax-free billion-dollar industry. In the beginning, that told you, we don't know what the fuck is going on. As we got to the summer of 2020 and they started opening this, that, and whatever, and all of that shit, that was like, look, nigga, we need the money because we losing too much money behind this shit. The NBA had half the niggas out of the league that had the shit, and then just bought replacements in because they ain't want to lose that money. This shit is always about money. Basically, it's like, look, we've tried to hold off as long as possible. We try to have restrictions. We try to tell you niggas to get shots. We try to tell you this, that, or whatever. At this point, fuck it. If you get it, we don't give a fuck. We just need you to come back to these theaters, these stadiums, these parks, and these every fucking thing else because we need the money.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
I agree because that's basically what it is. When I saw a clip or a news headline saying that Coachella wasn't going to require masks or vaccination identification or anything, you just walk up in there like a regular old 2019. Yeah, I was just like, okay, so we just free balling out here, huh?
Perfectly put. Put.
What was the Joan Loud Fest they did last year in Miami? My cousins was the fuck down there. Niggas was 100,000 on the beach. It wasn't no fucking mass out there.
Yep.
Coachella, that shit like a couple days, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a whole weekend.
Like 3 days.
And it's not clean. They in the field, a dirt field. Like they don't even have real bathrooms.
Oh no, I used to do security for that. I used to do security for concerts. So in Philly, it wouldn't be in Philly, it would be in Jersey. And they would have like the festival joint, and it would go from, let's say, like 12 in the afternoon to like 12 at night, but they would do like 2 days of this shit. And if you name it, it was going on and on.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you could smoke it, snort it, sniff it, do whatever the hell you needed to, they had it out there. And it's just like 12 straight hours, like for 2 days of the same shit. So I ain't got the Coachella, but I got the fucking the shit over Jersey. Like I've been over there and seen this shit with my own 2 eyes. Like
Right. Yeah, and then too, you know, it's not just concerts, it's restaurants, it's theaters, it's schools. You know, schools are even being lifted, you know. And I think at this point, I think like you said, Hein, it's about money, you know, it's all about keeping this economy going. We rediscovered in 2020 that that capitalism is very fragile. It's extremely fragile. And that the slightest little, you know, break in the capitalism in that system will bring things down. So I feel like, you know, at this point, well, not even just I feel like it's pretty much proven that they know that they need to continue to keep this machine moving. And the only way to do that is to assure people that everything is okay and that we should be out there doing whatever we normally did and doing things status quo, because you know what? God forbid the system gets broken again, and then we're down, half a billion, a billion, a trillion, whatever it takes, amount of money before they decide that things just can't keep going this way.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I think at this point, we're kind of at the whim of the government, really. The government says do this, people are going to just roll with it, especially when it's no longer infringing on their rights, right? People want things to go back to normal. I think people want, life to be normal and normalized again. So they're more than willing to do this as a I would say a larger group versus the ones that want to be more cautious, want to take things a little slower, so I think that's the biggest thing there to think about. People are going to definitely do the bare minimum at this point. It's been 2.5 years, right? So
Yep. I agree.
See, and for me too, my wife is a nurse. So the first motherfucker that died in the city from that shit was her patient. And
oh wow.
That's what I've been telling people from the rip. Like, none of my information be secondhand, because I'm sleeping with the vaccinator.
Right.
She works at Children's Hospital doing like testing the kids and doing the shots and all of that shit. Like, that's what I be telling niggas from the rip. Like, I wasn't ever playing with the shit because she was pregnant, even with my youngest daughter, when all of this shit started. So,
yeah, that's the thing they've been talking about lately.
Never
That new, or not the new, but but the vaccines aren't even as effective with the younger people, the 5 to 11-year-olds, as they thought. And so it's like, one end they're telling us everything's okay, just get out there, you're fine. And the other side they're like, well, to be honest, it's like, wow.
Because it's guesswork. It's like, we not really too sure. We don't know how it's gonna play out, but hey, why don't you go out there and get this shit? Let's just see if you got a bad reaction or not.
Right.
See how it work,
yeah.
Say, all right, them first 3 niggas didn't cough and throw the fuck up, but hey, guess we good.
right, exactly.
How many times
and that's what you're literally right. That's literally what's happening. Because
how many times you had that family member who couldn't really cook, and it was like, damn, Willie made the potato salad. I don't know. You taste it first. Go ahead and get a bite. Say, all right, is it cool? Oh shit, it was good. Oh, all right. That's how this situation is.
Yeah. Well, then too, I think a lot of it too is like, at this point they're like, you know what? We just gotta get in the water. It's if a few people get bit, if a few people die, it is what it is. But we gotta just get out there. We all got to get bit at some point. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
How many people told you like, oh, we all gonna get this shit? How many times you heard that shit in the last 2 years?
Right. When I went to go get mine, I didn't want to. I just went and got my first shot recently. And I went in there and I was like, yeah, man, I'm here to get this damn COVID shot. And the lady just bust out laughing. She was like, I totally understand where you're coming from. I didn't want to get it either. But I mean, it's going to be some people going to get like the flu shot because it's not good enough to not have to continually get it. But theoretically, I mean, I wish they would have changed the regulations before because it kept stopping me from being able to do stuff. And I got tired of getting COVID tests. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and get this since they're going to keep restricting. I thought the restrictions were going to get harsher because that's the energy that they was giving at first. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Scare tactics.
So I
Very
was like,
much.
well, I don't want to be able to not go out of town or go to Canada or do things that I want to do. So let me go ahead and do this. And, I ain't want to do it, but
Yeah, I was the same way. I was one of the people who went just because I wanted to travel. I also
right.
went because my job was pushing it. So it was like, one, I like my job, so I want to keep rolling with that, and also I love to travel. And like you said, I was running into situations where I was looking at stuff like, man, I can't go here unless I got a vaccine, or I can't go
Right.
here unless I got a test that same day, and I don't want to deal with getting tested at a place that I'm not familiar with. It's one thing to be here in downtown Detroit and be like, oh, you got to get tested down the street right quick. Okay, no bet, no problem. I know where that's at. I go do that, no problem. Being in New York, I don't want to be trying to find a place in New York and I've never been there before in my life, or even out of country, and I've never been there before in my life. Like when I went to Cancun, that was one of my worries. I was like, okay, I got to go to a whole clinic in another part of the city, and I don't speak Spanish. I could barely read it, and I got to go find this place, get tested, come back. Like I don't want to do all that. So
Right.
you know what? Let me get vaccinated.
See,
I don't have to worry about it no more.
this is the fucked up part about it. One, with those mandates and shit, this is why I was saying about the live show. When January 1st they did, you have to have a vaccination card to do any indoor gatherings in Philly. Now, last week, the week of the live show, they lifted the mandate like Tuesday, Wednesday last week. But the way shit is here, oh, you just need a card. Niggas is just selling cards. So
Right.
now, even telling everybody, oh, I need to have a card, that shit don't really mean nothing because I know too many niggas who sell cards, who bought cards, who got them joints in. So you be, oh, everybody vaccinated that's here. No, the fuck they ain't.
Right.
And even if
Exactly.
everybody's vaccinated that's here, what the fuck that mean?
Right.
Right.
Old
And
nigga can
if
still have
people
that
not
shit.
getting the
She can still have
cards,
that shit.
they
That's what I'm
going in
saying.
and using COVID tests that they got previously and manipulating them.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
And they're not even like my job had before I quit my job, they was like, oh, we need you to have proof of vaccination. When I went to the office, they don't fucking mind ask me for no card, what type of shot you got, when did you get it, or nothing. They just said, yo, we got the vaccine requirements. Can you meet them? Yeah. All right.
Because it's
Yeah,
HIPAA.
exactly.
Because it's against your HIPAA. At the end of the day,
Right. Yeah, that's true.
they
Yeah,
can't
my job
ask
did
you
the
all
same
them
thing.
questions.
They were like, they just asked the question. That's all they wanted to know. I was
And
like,
then they wonder why
Motherfucker,
people mad as hell and don't want to get the vaccination. And even the people that did get the vaccination is saying, I want people to get the vaccination, but I'm against y'all asking people whether they got the vaccination. You ain't asking me if I got a tetanus shot or a
right.
chicken pox shot or a measles shot. That's against my HIPAA law.
and even then, like you said, the flu shot, I got one flu shot in my life when I first started working at the gas company that I was working for. And the only reason I got it is because I thought I needed the shit for the job. I got the flu shot. The girl did it wrong. I had a lump in my arm for like 4 months. And it's the only time I ever had the flu in my life.
Oh wow.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
I've never had the flu
never
shot because
again.
I was like, I don't want to ever catch the flu. So I've been 30,
I
45 years
needed
strong,
it
no
for the
flu.
job.
No,
They
I
set
just
me up.
got
I
the
thought I
flu
needed
for
that
real
shit for
for
the
the first
job.
time this year.
You
Well,
have flu
last
shot
year.
too?
No, I got the flu on Christmas Eve.
Okay. Oh dang, yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't. I still I've never had the flu. I've had COVID, but I've never had the flu. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I had the rotavirus once. That was crazy. That was all bad.
You had what?
Rotavirus. It's kind of similar to coronavirus, but it's like it was like a really bad cold that was going around in Detroit. Like actually, I think all over Michigan, like about 5-6 years ago. Like my kids caught it in school, brought it home, and we all systematically got it. It was crazy. It was crazy.
My
Wow.
daughter gave me the hand, foot, and mouth shit.
Oh,
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I
yeah,
first of all
that's
didn't even know adults could get this shit.
oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so look, this is how I had this shit. Somebody had it at daycare. I think she was probably like 2 or 3, and it's Ramadan and I'm fasting. me and my wife go to the gym before I go to work, and I'm thinking like, all right, damn, maybe I did too much because I don't feel right at all. I'm feeling dizzy in this joint. Every time I look at my hands, I got blisters all across both hands and on the bottom of both feet. I don't know what's wrong though, but I'm like, man, am I tripping? What's going on?
Right.
So before I start fasting this next day, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the emergency room, see what the fuck is wrong with me, because I don't want to go in the house in the room with my daughter and something is up. I go to the joint and she said, "Is anybody home?" I said, "Yeah, my daughter and my wife." She said, "Tell them they gotta get out of the house right now. You need to quarantine for the next 3 days. You can't be around nobody." I'm like, "You mother!" My daughter had one joint like right here on her ear, and one on the back of her knee.
Oh wow, wow.
I'm down
Yeah.
for 3 days.
That can kill an adult. That hand, foot, and mouth. That can kill an
Cox or some
adult.
shit. They called
Mm-hmm.
it Cox or something on me. I'm like, I got whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
that
telling you,
that
like
can kill an adult.
Oh
I'm
wow.
at work like like thinking I'm
Yeah,
hallucinating because
it's
every time I
bad.
look at my hand, it's like more red spots. It's just blisters and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It just feel like it's a bunch of needles just sticking you in your hands, and I had
Yeah.
it like on the bottom of both feet and on both hands. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
That's
Yeah, that
crazy.
shit is crazy.
Man.
This girl, I went to this daycare because I used to take pictures at the daycare, and we went to this daycare, and they let us know when we got there there was a couple of kids that had it, and they weren't going to bring us in contact with them. But somehow, I was only there for one day. The other girl was there for 3 days. She got it, and she had to be off work for like 2 weeks. I think that's so crazy because them kids be eating they poop.
Not eating a poop.
That's how they get it. They get it from sticking their hands in their diapers and then putting their hands in their mouth.
Oh wow.
That's how they get it.
That's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
this
they
was the
like
crazy
get the
part.
remnants of the poop and the pee on their
Right.
hands and then they put them in their mouth and that's how they get it.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's all
The
bad.
crazy part was this shit happened like the day after my birthday. My birthday is the first. My nephew's is the 4th of July. So it was like, damn, I missed nephew's birthday, but it was like, I think this might have been like the second or some shit when I went to the hospital, or the third, like when I went and found the fuck out.
Right, man. That's crazy. Yeah, this pandemic stuff is it's never gonna end. We're just gonna have a new pandemic pop up, I'm sure. And the
Yeah.
last thing I
They
wanted to
kill
talk
you.
about before we get up out of
They start
here,
making up names for the new shit.
I know, right, exactly. It's this recession that just keeps on coming. like,
Oh, it's coming definitely now.
like it just keeps coming. Like they've been talking about the recession since I think like early last year, like early 2021. I
How
mean,
much is
it
this
made
shit now?
sense at the end of 2020 that the recession was coming, but then they just kept talking about it and talking about it. Money's going up and down, stock market's fluctuating. You know, right now, like you said, Chevy, you know, this is the big precursor to a recession because of the war situation over there,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the cause and effect that it's having on because of the energy impact on energy, the impact on things like wheat, like we were just showing hype, impact on wheat, impact on there's a couple other things that because you know once you put these sanctions on Russia, you get cut off from a lot of stuff, you know.
Right.
So you know, I
The
know you know
situation
that,
is,
Chevy, and you also are into crypto and NFTs. What do you think about this recession and how it's going to be affecting us in the next few months here?
I think the reason why they keep telling us that it's coming is because when it comes, they don't want you to be standing outside screaming, saying, why? So you can know it's definitely coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be next year or this year, but when it does come, it's going to be different because the American dollar is losing value. And being that we know it's losing value because of the price of everything is going up, so they need more money not only to sustain these things because it's hard for them to get it, but they trying to pump money back into the system because they broke.
Right.
So somebody made a point of so they holding Russia's money. What they doing with it? While they holding it, it ain't just gonna sit there, right? You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying? They gonna
right.
use it and try to replenish it because anytime you hold money for somebody and they say, "Oh no, just hold that," what you gonna do? Well, shoot, let me go buy me something and then I'll replenish, right?
what you call
Right.
that shit?
So they dipping into it. They like, we just gonna take a little bit right here and put it over here.
Yeah, they
We're
got
gonna
it.
bring it
They
back
got
later.
it in escrow.
Right.
They
Right,
got it just sitting in escrow.
right,
Yeah.
right. But no, I do think
So
a recession is coming, and I think it's going to be really bad when it does come.
Yeah, yeah.
I
so
think it's
this
going
is
to be
what it,
Great Depression type.
Oh man.
Yeah.
see. I think it all go back to 2020 when they really didn't know what the fuck was going on and they didn't know how to handle that shit. It's just like people always tell you, like most American families can't handle a $500 problem. A $500 problem fucks up most families. This is the $500 problem for the country. Once they couldn't make money for those couple of months because they had to shut down all the concerts and all the festivals and sporting events for every fucking thing because it was like, what we gonna do? Now they like, how we gonna get that money back? So now the price on everything then went the fuck up, except the amount of money that you making. So
Right.
you go to $100 at the grocery store and you getting a pack of wings, 2 for $5 chips, some soda, and a thing of cheese, and you like shit. What the? That shit was $78.
Yep.
The price of everything went the fuck up though because, and then as soon as you say, yo, well, how come there's only 2 packs of this and 3 packs of that? Oh no, due to COVID, the shortage with this, and this, and it's the same cycle over and over where they blaming that shit for everything. So that's gonna be what it is. These motherfuckers ain't gonna lose all that money. They gonna make sure that their situation is sturdy and that they're taken care of. And like always, the shit gonna trickle down and roll down and roll down. It's gonna fuck up us,
Well,
the
I
people
mean,
who
I
on the
think
bottom.
well, I think the other problem with that too is the fact that people who either make more money or have more assets and things like that, it's easier for you to weather those storms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, let's just be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I have come from a situation where I was living check to check, like literally check to check, and always in a hole, of course. And now where I'm at now, I'm financially comfortable. So when things go up in price and fluctuate and things like that, I don't like it, but it doesn't matter to me at this point. I make enough money where it's like it's no skin off my teeth at the time being. Now if it gets even worse, then I might have a problem. But like right now, it's like, okay, no big deal. So I can imagine somebody making, twice what I make, 3 times what I make, or rich people who are like really out there doing it. It's for them, it's like they just rolling with it. Now, to your point, Hype, is like they also have the benefit of being able to say, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this downturn in stocks, this downturn in crypto. I'm going to take advantage of these business opportunities that poverty creates. I'm going to take advantage of, they have the opportunity to move things around and be like, all right, this isn't making me anything anymore. This is going to make me some more money. And this is going to benefit me more. And then now it just actually benefits them more that things are down or that prices are going up on stuff because, like you said, Chevy, that money that the reason they're going up on the price of things, they want to replenish the quote unquote economy. They want to replenish their pockets,
Right.
and still make profits over, the losses,
Right.
So, I think that's
So
the
hold
sad
up.
of it, is that it's always a never ending cycle for survivors. That's people who are either impoverished or near poverty. They always are in survival mode because they never have an opportunity to get up and out, because there's always something that's going to be right back on top of them to, pushing them back down. So it's unfortunate.
So the thing with this is, it's always there's one of those things where it's like you never could be satisfied. If you make minimum wage and you say, man, if I could just make $10 an hour, I'd be cool. Then you get to 10 and you say, if I could get to 13, and it's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You don't keep those living expenses for the $10 an hour job when you make 13 or when you make 15 or make 16. So
Right.
the motherfuckers that got all this money, yeah, but they property taxes is something different. You know what I'm saying? Their living expenses is something different. The amount of houses that they're paying for is something different. If you just think about a motherfucker that got 2 houses that's $10 million, what's the property taxes on both of these joints? You know what I'm saying? So
tens of thousands, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So now, if you ain't got nothing coming in, if you got a cup with a hole in it and you just pouring water straight into this cup, the shit's just going, yeah, it ain't affecting you like you said for you. It ain't going to affect you that first day. But if you say I spend $8 on a sandwich for lunch every day, $8 is cool for Monday. But after we get to the second Friday and you just spend $8, it's like shit. I spent $8 on this shit.
Right. I can't sustain that forever, right? Of course, I can't.
That's what I'm
sustain
saying. Yeah, the $8 ain't gonna kill me that first time, but it's the 8th and the 12th and the 30th time where it's like shit. I could have bought a whole pack of boneless chicken and made myself a wrap every goddamn day.
Exactly.
Truck and get You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's the thing about
be.
people who are stuck in that vicious cycle because they can't afford the 8. So it's like, they're already struggling to get to the 8, and the
problem with most niggas is they can't afford.
They just barely affording that, and now that's going up, and it's like, bro.
The problem with that shit is it's a difference in you can do something and you can afford to. If I got $10, yes, I can buy the sandwich that costs us $8, but I can't afford that motherfucker. And how many niggas be keeping up with the Joneses? If like me and you, we friends at work and we go to lunch break every day, and you buying a sandwich every day, the nigga who know he can't buy this fucking sandwich is going to buy the sandwich a couple of times just to keep up with you. Instead of just going like, nah, bro, I ain't got it. I bought, you know what I'm saying, whatever with me. That be the problem that we always got, and that be the problem that put us in debt and fucks our whole situation up, is you trying to keep up to impress another nigga who don't really give a fuck about whatever you got going on.
But
the nigga don't want to see you with your lights off.
Is that the only problem though? Is that the
that's
only problem? Because
that's not
if I say if I make $10 and I say I want $13, I want $13 because I want my life to be better, or I feel like I need things. And this is society. So I make $10 an hour and I live struggling off $10 an hour. In my mind, because I may live in an inner city and I don't know what real money looks like, I think $15 is better because I see other people with $15 and they got a nice car, they got a nice house, they live better. So I get the $15 because I want to live better and I want to live nicer. So yeah, the issue is people try to keep up with the Joneses, but the real issue is the money that we make does not allow for us to buy a $8 sandwich, whether I'm keeping up with the Joneses or not. If I work 14 hours a day and I can't afford groceries and I don't have time to cook because I'm working 16 and 14-hour days. So I'm coming home and I'm falling in the bed to wake up again. I don't have time to cook. So I got to buy the $8 sandwich because I got to eat. Yeah. Or I'm gonna be eating ramen noodles every day. Then I'm gonna have diabetes, or I'm gonna get fat because I'm eating ramen noodles every day. Because that's the only thing I got.
It's that vicious cycle. It's that vicious.
Don't lose me, Chevy. Because this is what I'm saying is, yeah, you want to get to if you at 10, you want to get to 13 to 15. You can't go spending 14 though if you're making 15. That be the shit that niggas will do. You don't then go like, all right, bet I reached my goal of 13. Now I still need to keep my expenses to 10 because I need to have this extra couple of dollars away for when shit happens, when the sandwich costs more, when the gas costs more, when the cheese costs more. You can't just then go, all right, I'm making 13 now and I'm spending 12. That be the problem.
But the issue is we think 13 and 15 is something to aspire to.
Yeah.
If some situations
it
is though.
It's still nothing. That's nothing.
In some situations it is though.
Yeah.
If you were,
it'd be better than what you got, right? Because if you got $7 an hour, you make 14.
Hold up, if you 17 with no responsibilities, you make $13 an hour. You got all the money in the world because your scale is relative. You don't need to make enough money to take care of a family of 4.
Right, but we're not talking about no 17-year-old who makes $13. We're talking about a grown person who probably got.
But that's why. If you don't got, but that's what I'm saying. I know some 50-year-olds who ain't got if they make $13 an hour, they'll be happy and proud of themselves. Scales be relative for people.
But that's the thing, though. It's still not something we should aspire to. It's not enough to maintain a life where you can have a savings, unless you robbing people to pay Paul, unless you choosing to live a life of bare minimum.
And that's the problem. But that's the problem is that most people won't live that life of bare minimum for the most part because they have it now. They think they have it, or they think that they've come up a little bit. I mean, like I've literally heard people say in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, man, if I could get to 16 an hour, I'll be straight. And it's like,
and then you get to 16 and you realize I got a car now and I can't afford the note. Like,
my cousin, or not even a note. It's like they don't think about the insurance.
60. My cousin is 60. She just moved in her own apartment for the first time last week. You can't tell her that this joint ain't the best shit in the world because the scale is relative. And this is one of those things that I always. This is one of those things that I always bring up.
Yeah.
But hold up, this is one of the things I always bring up with you, Willie, because I love the fact that you said this shit. And then I always tell people I don't be like a jealous type of person. I'm like, thank you for telling me because now I know what the goal is. Willie told me I got the vacation fund. Chevy just said people having savings. I probably know maybe 10 people with a savings account. They got like some real money in that motherfucker.
Right.
Not like I got a savings account and we got $400 in it. I'm talking like they actually got some savings. I probably know 10, if even that many. I might be being generous about the shit. Because niggas don't be getting to that point because they always fucking up their situation by trying to be something, that trying to live up to some shit that they not.
Yeah.
Not understanding that, like I said, you're on a $13 scale, nigga, but you gotta be spending 10 or 9, not 13, because you gotta be having something put away for when shit goes left.
Yeah, true that. And that's the thing, you know, like right now, when I say I'm comfortable, like I have bills that are paid ahead. You know, I like you said, I have a vacation fund. I have money put aside for certain quality of life things that might pop up. It's like, okay, if this goes awry, I got this money that I'll take out and dump it here. You know, that kind of thing. Didn't have that back when I was working at a couple jobs before, and I definitely didn't have it 10, 15 years ago when I first got married. So it was just like, you know, over time I realized what it really meant to manage my money. That's the thing I wanted to bring up is that even when people keep trying to keep the scale relative, because they don't know how to manage that money once they get it. Like Chevy was saying about going from, you know, $10 to 13, they think like, oh man, I'm good now. But now they're trying to live a $13 lifestyle, not realizing you need to keep that $10 lifestyle, maybe backtrack to 9, so that way that 13
because
actually
are you
means
really
something.
making 13?
Yeah.
Shouts out to my man
What
Willie,
most
who
people
just
don't
gave me a
realize,
topic.
when they get more money, they take more taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really not getting nothing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it. I mean, I you know, we've all been guilty of that, you know, especially when you grew up, you know, with less than. I mean, I grew up, you know, not super poor. I mean, I was probably just below the poverty line, but it was like, you know, in my mind, when I first started working, I was making, I believe it was $4.25 an hour. And
you said $4.25?
Yeah, $4.25. This was regular hourly wages. This is not tip wages. This is regular hourly wages at the time. And that was the government minimum. So I was making $4.25 an hour. I was able to buy food that I wanted to buy. You know, I was able to go to the mall every now and then and get stuff, you know, but I also felt like I still wasn't making enough, that I was like, you know what? If I can get to 7, I'll be straight, because that's almost double, right? You know, that's not nothing to scoff at. If you make it $4.25 and somebody say, well, you know, you can get this job over here, you can make 7. You know, I ended up jumping into a job making $9 an hour. So you can imagine my life was like gravy in my mind. I'm like, oh, it's a bet. You know what I'm saying?
More money, more problems.
Exactly. I got an apartment. I already had a car. I got an apartment. I had the car. I was paying insurance. I had a cell phone. Life was great. You know what I'm saying? And then I started to fall into that trap of didn't know how to manage my money. Didn't know how to, because the thing was I should have still been living like I had that full 25.
Right, because that was giving you a standard of living that was normal. But because you started spending the money like you was rich,
I thought I was rich. I thought, nigga thought he was rich. Like,
hey, bro. When I just said the security job that I was working, $7.15 we was making on the security job. Mm-hmm. Hustling, letting niggas in the bar and selling wristbands and all that was how you made money off security gig. But $7.15 was the paycheck. When I first started working at the gas company, that shit was $10.85. The jump from $7.15 to $10.85, I'm like, yo, and we get paid every week.
Yeah, right.
I got my first apartment.
You, man.
Every week is beautiful.
It's
I
beautiful
hate every 2 weeks.
Unless you ain't never had every week. You
be acting up. You be straight acting up.
See,
I acted a whole fool when I got the every week job. I was
my whole situation was always, my mom ain't even one of those type of moms that's all in your shit and all of that. I had never had a curfew or nothing. Like when I come in the house, I come in the fucking house. But my whole goal was to get the fuck out of my mom's house. And I knew as long as the gas bill was paid, the electric bill was paid, we didn't pay water, the cable bill was paid, I don't have to go back to her house. These bills were gonna come in my name or my cousin's name and not my mom's. So I was never fucking with that. I don't know when shit is due. I still be like this with my wife. Like, I don't know when this shit due. I pay it when I get the money. when the direct deposit comes through on Thursday, all right, what needs to be paid this week? All right, phone bill, electric bill, and even handle it. Fuck what the due date is. Just handle it. You handle it already. You ain't got to worry about that shit. You ain't got to worry about shit. Did I pay it? Oh fuck, they both due today, and you ain't got to worry about it. Right? Just pay that shit.
I know. T-Mobile got $200 of mine right now.
I got AT&T on my ass about a bean 08, I believe. You know them niggas. Shit ain't due till March though.
right. Yeah. Now, mine. I'm in the negative 200 where they gotta hold a bill for another month or two before I owe them any more money.
Yeah, and that's funny though, because I don't care how much money you got, your cell phone bill don't never get paid on time. I don't care who you are, how much money you got.
Nah.
I pay mine ahead. Mine is way ahead.
I don't want to owe.
I did stop the payments. I was like, wait a minute, y'all got too much of my money sitting over there. Like they was up $400. I was like, oh shoot, wait a minute, like no, y'all don't need that much. Let me stop.
This is how I always looked at all of that shit. Was like, I don't want to have to go back to my mom's house.
Right.
So that's the same way like I did at work, where nigga come to you, Willie's supervisor. Hey, what the fuck you doing? Sitting down, Hank? You still got another hour? Yeah, nigga, that shit done. Everything's done. That's why I'm chilling now. Everything's paid for. That's why I'm chilling now. That's why I can go down here and blow this little couple dollars on this shit. Phone bill, nothing. I don't want shit in my name that says, oh, yo, nigga, you owe us such and such and such and such. Fuck all that. Pay that shit off.
Right. No doubt. All right. Well, that was a great show, great topics, and definitely it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time. I mean, I don't know what else is next in this world. What else is coming at us? We know this recession is coming. We know this war is crazy, or what looks like a war. And, people are still trying to live life, though. We're still trying to travel. We're still trying to have relationships. We're still trying to do all kinds of things. I mean, I guess what's the outlook for you guys? How do y'all feel about what's to come out there? Like, how do you think it's going to affect you? How are you going to handle it if anything else new and crazy pops up?
I mean,
do whatever the fuck you can to protect yours. Whether that be physically, mentally, or emotionally, financially, whatever that needs to be. You can't worry about what's going on at your man's house across the street. You gotta focus on what's going on with your house, and that's all you can control. Other than that, shit is going on. Like we having this whole conversation, shit going on left, right, behind you, upside down. Like you can't keep track of all the shit that's going on. So all you can control is your situation. So control it to the best of your possibilities, and keep your family as tight as you can.
Feel you there. Chevy? I
agree. I mean, the only thing you can do is keep living. I mean, as long as the comment ain't coming to crash into us, I mean, you just keep living. That's all you can do. And I mean, if you want to go buy you some water and some seeds and some crypto and get prepared for the recession that's coming, do that too. I mean, do whatever you feel like you need to do to prepare for whatever's coming. Go, whatever makes you feel better in your mind.
My back just cracked.
Oh, dang, you okay?
Shit.
No, I feel that's true. That's true, Chevy. I agree with that. Definitely do what makes you feel comfortable. What gives you the warm fuzzies, right? What gives you that confidence that things are going to be okay for you and your family. One thing I've been doing is taking advantage of the recessional downturn. Trying to invest my money where I think it's going to bounce back quickly in the future, as well as doing whatever I can to just keep my family happy, keep my kids going on vacations, doing activities, buying random stuff for my grandkids. Turned out I bought a monitor screen cover for my grandson. He thought it was a whole monitor. I'm like, wait, a monitor will cost $18.
That's funny.
He was like, oh, I thought it was the whole monitor. I'm like,
no, sir.
Gotta teach you how to read advertisements.
That's funny.
But it's like you just got to do what you got to do to keep your family happy, and just like you said, Chevy, get through this and try to just live life. That's my thing. My outlook is always to do whatever I can to just keep moving forward. not being, full of anxiety or worries about stuff that's happening that I can't control.
Right.
Like Hype was saying, I can't be worrying about what's happening across the street. Just, hey, if they over there fighting, arguing, whatever, I got to keep moving with what I'm doing. I can't sit there and be like, oh man, I don't want to be like them. What's going on? Like, no, I don't need that. I got to keep focused on what I'm doing, keep focused on my goals, and just keep moving forward. And,
also make the best of the situation that you got. Complaining about the shit that you got and shit you could be able to do about it. Unless you can do something about it, just make the best of the situation that you got. Because you think your shit is bad and somebody's shit is always worse. Somebody's shit just got blew the fuck up, and they'll never be able to go back there again.
Yeah, true that.
Right.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say, Chevy?
I said right. That's true.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this show up.
Got to meet Chevy tonight. You know what I'm saying?
This is our first time being on together. That's true.
Shout Chevy out every week when we on these joints. You know what I'm saying? All I can think of is the Rick Ross and Dre joint, Chevy riding hot. Every time somebody saying Chevy riding hot.
No doubt. Well, make sure y'all come back and check out our shows. We always got shows going on. We got content. We're here several times a week. Every Monday, we're here on the GFT Radio Show, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays at 2 p.m., we have How to Hustle Podcast with Hype. Make sure y'all check that out. Styles and Chevy Recap will be back at the end of March. We're going to be doing some more Marvel shows. Moon Knight is next, so we're looking forward to that. And we'll definitely
one at y'all before we close out.
Huh?
Let me throw one at y'all before we close out.
Oh, okay.
The topic for tomorrow's show is what's the worst part of love? Let me get y'all answers on that. What's the worst part of love?
Oh, okay. The worst part of love. Whoa. The worst part of love for me has always been just it's that pressure of doing something for somebody that may be hard for me to agree with, because I'm doing it because I love them, and it may be not what I always want to do, or it may go against something that it may have been either something like a what's the word for it? Like, like it's like not a drop dead thing, but like not a red flag. I can't think of the word for it, but basically like something that I would normally say, nope, I'm not gonna mess around with nobody doing this, but I'm like, I'm gonna go against my better judgment and just do this for this
situations
person.
that lead you to be an arm candy for the night. Copy, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at this party. This is your girlfriend. You went to school with this bitch, not me, but
or maybe even just having an argument you don't want to have. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I don't want to talk about this, but I
put up with a lot of shit with love
enough to have that argument, So yeah, that's the worst part of love for me. Everything else is pretty good. So heartbreak, of course, is pretty bad.
So I would have to say the worst part of love for me is the act of giving that to someone, like giving yourself away to someone and watching what happens in the process. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes love is not always the love is fine, but who you may love may not be, the person that you should.
Hell of a way to explain that, Chevy.
God damn. That's perfect. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you.
Well, because love make you do crazy things, and you might do things that you never thought that you would do because you love somebody, or put up with things, or allow for someone to do to you, and it's like you having an out of body experience, and it's nothing you can do until you no longer love that person, kind of, in a way.
No, indeed.
See, you just kind of killed me though, Chevy, because I think I sent Willie 5 episodes yesterday, and I think that's episode 56 where we kind of dive into something similar to that, and I didn't explain that in the beautiful way that you just did, Chevy. That's why I just said shit. You said that very well, because fuck, I didn't explain it that well. Gave my answer, but it was along the same lines. But find out what I think about, the worst part of love tomorrow, 2 p.m. on the GFT Radio Network.
Yes. And then make sure y'all come back as well. I think at the I think this Friday, March 4th, we're going to be having episode of Sex with Sunny. We are
So
having
party and Sunny this week. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Friday. This. Okay,
Matter of fact, it's going to be a party. We're going to be playing games. We're going to be playing. Yeah, we're going to be playing games on Sex with Sunny. Card games are always fun. So we're definitely going to be playing some great relationships.
Tell on the Sunny. Okay, I got you.
And then later on this month, we have another great topic coming up. So 2 Fridays out the month, you always get an episode of Sex with Sunny. So make sure y'all check that out. The Fans Perspective every other Sunday, 10 p.m. Make sure y'all check out the fellas doing sports debates. Yeah, shout out to Smooth and Dame. Dame tried to join earlier. Something must have been going on with his system. He couldn't get on.
That Wi-Fi together, nigga. Come on.
It'll mess you around. It'll mess you around. And various times throughout the week, check out Gaming with Styles. I'm on here playing video games. Lately, I just did a session on the Avengers, Marvel's Avengers. Make sure y'all check that out on the replay. I did No Man's Sky. I'll be back on No Man's Sky in my next session trying to figure out the Sentinel update. So make sure y'all come back and check me out for No Man's Sky Sentinels. So definitely looking forward to that. Tell them where they can find y'all at. Go ahead, Chevy.
You can find me over on Twitch at Chevy the Superstar and Instagram and Twitter at S the Superstar. I will be going live with Stacy at her channel, DJ Stacy J, on Wednesday at 7:30. We playing, I don't know what we playing this week, but we playing something. I think we might do card games. And Thursday, we are starting our Women's History Month series, and we are watching films either directed by women or films about women in history. And we are starting with a film directed by a woman about women called Clueless. It's on HBO Max if you want to watch it. It's a classic for young 90s girls like me. Well, I'm an 80s girl, but that was a 90s movie, and it was the shit. But anyway, you can catch us at 8 p.m. on Thursday reviewing Clueless, one of the best teenage bop movies ever.
All right, no doubt. Definitely be checking that out. I always stop by the Chevy Superstar show on Thursdays at 8. The Two Snaps in the Circle with Latoya as well. I always enjoy watching those reviews and them chopping it up about the different movies. So make sure y'all check that out for sure. Yes. Hype, let them know where to find you.
Okay, time for the rundown. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am hype. That's HYMPE. It's hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Also, Custom Hustle World on Instagram is my clothing line. It's also Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. Yes, we have a new Twitter page for the clothing line. The cleaning company at H2H Cleaning is only on Instagram.
No doubt. And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. I'm Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Find me over on gamingwithstyles.com, playing video games, chopping it up on that, as well as stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. Just checked out 2 Chainz's new album. This dope don't sell itself. Make sure y'all check that out. I got all the tracks over there I've been listening to queued up and ready to go. So make sure y'all go listen to those over on my channel or williestyles.info for all my links. Thank you again for joining the show. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. You know how to hit those bells, those notification bells and all that good stuff. And we will see y'all later. Have a good night.
Bye.